No one is embraced as an immigrant where they come to a new place. You're more looked down upon, questioned, ridiculed sometimes, discriminated against, simply because you are coming to a place where you think you can have a better life in.
1, 2, 3. What is your perspective on immigration?
First, we need to define the word immigrant. We come from a world where people are nomadic. We come from a culture of people that have moved through different times. And so when it comes to modern day immigration, no one is embraced as an immigrant where they come to a new place. You're more looked down upon, questioned, ridiculed sometimes, discriminated against, simply because you are coming to a place where you think you can have a better life in. We see immigrants as people who are here to take away what we have, when in actual fact, the pie is big enough for everyone.
I've been an immigrant maybe like 4 different times. I think it's good when you look for different opportunities. It's just hard to find the opportunities because a lot of countries don't provide them. They say that you're welcome, but they don't help you out in terms of health, job providing.
How I look at people living where they're living is it's their soul journey, you know, and it has to be respected dearly. It's a very unique, courageous act to leave everything behind and start over.
Why did you come to America?
The US does have something that other countries don't, that they give you the opportunity to start over maybe as many times as you want. I came here specifically for acting, and well, this is the place to be.
My family and I, we came for, basically the American dream, as they say. And I feel like it's up to you if you make it the American dream or if you don't make it the American dream. There was a lot of up and downs. Yeah, at the beginning we had to work in whatever we could, but for our security, for our safety, our family's safety, we came here. I'm happy here.
My country is not at a place where it can govern itself properly. I've lived in other countries, so America is not the first, it's more like the 5th or the 6th. Unlike Angel here, I don't believe in the American dream. If the American dream were true, it would be replicated in the lives of the Americans that are here. I believe, yes, it is what you make it, and you work hard to do what you can. But the idea the American dream is real is the illusion of America. And so I had to decide that coming to America is not this dream that I believe in, but it's a second chance that I have to fulfill my dreams. Because in all honesty, America can say, hey, all the immigrants go back to where you came from. And I will have to fulfill that same dream and that same fact anywhere in the world. So I'm just here to try and make my dreams come true, and it has nothing to do with being in America.
What brings me to America, I study in a school here for the acting. I used to do theater in my home country.
In Turkey, America is big because of the films, because of their advertisement. There's this perception that being there is better. Some part of me wanted to have that experience for sure. I believe I also have other reasons there, more private reasons.
What's those private reasons?
Yeah.
Do you feel America is more welcoming to European or white immigrants?
It is true, especially because the US has a big racial problem. And yeah, I'm half Spanish, I'm half Cuban, I was born in South America, so technically I'm just a Latino, but I am white. If you put me next to someone that is named John or Andrew, you can just maybe assume that my name is Steve. It has its pros and it has its cons because, yeah, if I try to look for a job, maybe some people, yeah, this guy is white, we'll just get him. But then when they listen to my name, it's like, oh.
But I just have this mentality of like, yeah, once they look at, for example, me, and they see, a Latino boy, they look down on you. Being looked down on is just like a challenge for me to like be even better, and it just gives me this type of motivation.
Coming from Turkey is most of the time not interesting for white American person. And I believe that there is absolutely a white American club. You can't put your hand on it, touch it, but it's there. It's there when you're looking for work. It's there when you are interacting with a group of white Americans. It's everywhere. It's subtle, but it's very certain.
The other thing is like, I'm not being judged to be a Muslim. I'm not being judged to be a Christian. I'm not being judged to be a Jew. I'm free to pray.
Even the system of trying to get a visa or trying to come into this country, much harder for me. Whenever I sit down with friends and explain to them how I got to America and how long it took me to get a visa and how much I had to pay to get a visa, it's not the same way where an American can just take their passport and go to some country and get their visa, their passport stamped and walk into a country.
In my case, I have to pay $400 for the work permit. It expires every 2 years, so every 2 years you pay $400 to get a new one 6 months later. So that's every 2 years.
There's this factor that when it comes to immigrants, Americans want exotic. People who appear exotic because you're from a nation they've never heard of. You have this appeal. There is a fetish in
That
America
happens a lot.
with immigrants of a certain group. So if you're from a certain group, oh my God, wow, really? Oh my God, you speak so many languages, that's amazing. You traveled so much.
Describe a time when being in America made you feel unwelcome.
Unwelcomed is not the word. I feel questioned a lot more than I feel unwelcomed. And the questioning makes me feel unwelcomed.
The first time that I moved to Miami when I think I was 8, and I didn't speak a single word of English. I remember I just went, my parents just dropped me into school because I didn't understand anything. They were just saying, leave our country, you're just another Mexican that's coming here, just get out. The US has so much influence. You know that if the US collapses, everything else is collapsing.
Oh, that's fine, because my country already collapsed.
Really?
Like, no, like, I want to argue that point. No. Yeah, y'all please jump in, because I am that person.
No worries.
America is made up of power, not brought on by itself. The natural resources that America gets from my country, no, you did not come up with all these things on your own. The military power America has is made up from money that is taken from other countries.
I mean, that is
So my point is, when we talk about America being great, I agree, America is amazing. But America did not do that on its own. But there are other countries that could be big and powerful, but they're not given that opportunity. People don't know about those countries. Going back to my point, Africa is a continent. If one more person comes to me like I'm supposed to know Ghana, Ghana is a whole country with its own tribe, with its own people. Why don't we give these places the respect that it deserves? It is a country just like America.
That's the thing, like when I just came from Pakistan, from my country in LA. So when somebody was like, where are you from? I'm from Pakistan. Where is that? Is it in Europe? What? No, it's in India. Like how you don't know about these countries? Like they have their own rich cultures. They have their own religions. Like they have their own rich history.
In what ways is America better than your home country?
I'm alive.
What?
I'm not kidding, I'm alive.
Yeah, that's literally it.
But that's literally it. I'm alive. I like the way people here go about the government or like talk shit. Yo, I would be dead.
I mean, I can say that like that too, because Colombia is a dangerous country. But there's places you can live, but overall it's just very like a lot of danger. And here, I don't know, it's more safe. I feel safe here.
And I do want to emphasize before the companies come at me, I'm not saying you're going to die everywhere you go. What I'm saying is the gift of living in an America that at least upholds certain practices of freedom, of speech, of, like those practices are there, and I feel safe enough to come on this channel and speak of these things.
Also, in America, starting a business is much more easier. You can start over and over and over many times in this country.
In what ways is America worse than your own country?
First of all, health. It is crazy expensive here. I'm just saying, if I break an arm, I'd rather fly all the way to Spain with a broken arm, get it treated over there, fly back, and it'll still be cheaper.
You can't call an ambulance. Like it costs.
Oh no, you can.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Listen, if I'm dying, don't you dare call an ambulance.
Yeah.
You won't pay for that.
The education is way better, from my experience, in Europe. Because again, that's what we were talking before. We are taught not just about our country, about everything that is around us.
That's another thing though, like maybe this was a topic for if you ever feel unwelcome. I don't feel that, but whenever you say...
It's because you got nice hair.
Thank you. Whenever you say...
You just flipped your hair.
I did it. Just jokes.
Yeah.
But whenever you say, oh yeah, I'm from Colombia, they either think either Pablo Escobar or women.
Oh man, yeah.
Sometimes living in America, I want to believe in the dream, but I'm also met with this fakeness that I have to live through. If you don't want immigrants, say it. Don't create policies that allow us to come in and then turn around and say, well, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
And then you have people like in the border completely
Right,
cages.
in cages and stuff, right?
They're not animals,
Like-
human beings.
That's so true. Like, I think that's the problem I'm constantly met in America, is this idea of, we want to welcome you, but also only if you stand over there, and only if you do this, and only if you do that, and only if you're this. And at that point, it's not welcoming.
What are some negative stereotypes that are associated with your race, religion, or ethnicity?
I was once in Pennsylvania, and I just, there's so many Spanish countries, but someone just say, hey, how do you say this in Mexican? And I just went like, I'm Colombian, brother. it's just.
I've been asked if Spain is just a city from Mexico.
I've been asked if there are carrots in Africa. Because apparently we don't got soil or something. I don't know.
Has America lived up to your expectations?
Don't expect anything, but expect everything. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
We're getting deep today.
Yeah.
But I do want to tell people who are coming to America with an expectation, be prepared for anything outside of your expectation.
Yeah.
And for me, the saddest thing is when someone realizes that America is not what they dreamed.
After this discussion, do you have a new perspective on immigration or being a foreigner?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's called diversity. Like being in America and watching you guys like from Turkey, Spain.
If you guess wrong. I think a lot of us as immigrants, nobody's really asked us about our perspective. And I think for me, it's also challenged me to ask Americans about their own perspective.
If you could change anything about America, what would it be?
In Europe, everything is so close. You just get out of your house and you walk everywhere. Here, you need a car for everything.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to sit down with an American person just over a tea and talk about what happens in the vacation with my friends last summer, rather than this is what I'm doing, here's my business plan, this is where am I in my life. No, just relax, just chill.
I would want to ask Americans how they would want to make America better, because if the reality is not great for the people who live here, the reality won't be great for me.
And that is a wrap on Foreigners in America.
Hey!